I don't know if this is true, but did the term wolf come from Madeline Kahn?
I... Oh my God. Woof.
If it did, I mean, that's just another reason why I love her so much.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Will, and as we are still in the spooky season time of year, and apparently there's a lot of movies I've never seen, and surprisingly from Mel Brooks as well. So this is going to be my retro review of Young Frankenstein. Again, not necessarily a super hardcore horror movie, but it is I guess what you would call a horror comedy technically, because it features Frankenstein, and it's by the legendary Mel Brooks. This stars Gene Wilder, Jerry Carr, Marty Feldman, Peter O'Toole, Peter Boyle, and of course the legendary Madeline Kahn. This is the kind of Mel Brooks' take on the Frankenstein legend, where Gene Wilder portrays the descendant of Frankenstein who inherited his grandfather's castle and proceeded to continue with his work, even though he wanted to have nothing to do with it. Mel Brooks is one of those directors of comedy that I realize as I've gotten older, especially with a lot of his movies and his works that he has been associated with, most notably Robin Hood Men in Tights for me. It's all about when he really kind of caught you, and Robin Hood Men in Tights was one of that caught me. So it's interesting revisiting a lot of his earlier works to see the genesis of a lot of these jokes that I have come to know and love in his later works. This also stars Gene Wilder, who plays Frederick Frankenstein, the descendant of Victor Frankenstein, and he's amazing in the role. He's funny, he's charming. He has a execution of dry humor that I only wish I could emulate as best as possible. It's the jokes, his ability at physical comedy, especially when he's being choked out by Frankenstein trying to get them to give him the sedative.
Quick, give him the what? Give him the what? 3 syllables. First syllable sounds like
Head. Or sounds like... to give.
said, give. Give him a said, give.
Oh.
That's probably the scene I laughed out loud the most. And watching the movie, it's just a fun scene, and he does a great performance as Dr. Frankenstein in this movie, going from his denial of his heritage to fully embracing that side of himself and creating his own version of Frankenstein is great. His relationship with Igor, played by Marty Feldman, is also fantastic. They play off of each other so well. Marty Feldman, his breaking of the fourth wall in certain scenes is just entertaining as hell to watch. Like I said, I talked about the genesis of a lot of jokes. It's just interesting seeing these older... It's just interesting seeing Mel Brooks' older work and how it permeated and still informed a lot of his later stuff like Spaceball, Dracula Dead and Loving It, and of course Robin Hood Men in Tights. Madeline Kahn is such a gem. Like I said, I was first introduced to her in Clue, and then seeing her in this as well. She's just great. Her comedy is so entertaining, and like I said, I don't know if this is true or not, but the scene when her and Frankenstein have coitus for the first time, she, in her shock at seeing his member, lets out a very big woof, and anyone in the bear community knows that is a sign of endearment. And I feel like if that is the genesis of woof, I don't know why I haven't heard of it up until now. That makes no sense. And it's so fantastic. And she is just stunning in the role. She has a beautiful singing voice. And her comedy is just top notch in this movie, and it makes total sense just based off of her later work that I've seen her in. It was such a joy watching this movie. It was fun. It has the type of humor that I really love. Again, it's not necessarily what you would say is a true horror movie or anything like that, but it features such an iconic character in Frankenstein, told in a very jovial and, you know, borderline raunchy comedy for something from 1974, which there were so many dick jokes for 1974. I'm actually very impressed of the amount of dick jokes in this movie. I kick myself so much, and it's really refreshing now when I visit a lot of these movies that have they've been on my radar, but I've never taken the time up until now to really, you know, stop and watch them and really enjoy how hilarious, you know, these earlier movies are, and seeing, you know, directors like Mel Brooks in their prime, you know, performances, you know, the likes of Gene Wilder and Madeline Kahn and Jerry Carr playing his assistant, the banter back and forth between him and his assistant, especially during the bookcase scene.
Powder over here. Hand me that candle, will you? Put the candle back.
It's funny and so much physical comedy, which you don't get a lot of really good physical comedy nowadays. You do get some, don't get me wrong, but this is 1974, and it's all practical, and it's just the timing, the banter. You gotta be in sync with your co-stars, and they just do it perfectly in this movie. It's not really boring. It's fun. And there are just little subtle scenes and little, like, when Frau Bulcher, every time they say her name, I think it's lightning goes off, or I think it's dogs barking. It's one or the other. But it's just that subtle, very dry humor that I love, and it's fun to watch. And, you know, I'm just so glad I got a chance to check out the movie, and I'm just kicking myself I waited so long. I definitely want to, there's still other movies from Mel Brooks I need to go back and rather revisit or have never seen. I've never seen Blazing Saddles, which I know is a crime. I've seen History of the World Part 1, but I watched it also at a very weird time. I feel like I need to give that movie another shot. I need to give History of the World Part 1 another shot, and I need to watch Blazing Saddles, because I think that will complete my Mel Brooks filmography once I watch those. But in terms of Young Frankenstein, it is a lot of fun. It's a great movie. If you like dry humor, if you're really a fan of Mel Brooks and a lot of his later works, you owe it to yourself to go back and check out Young Frankenstein if you've never seen it. It is so cool. I love how it's completely in black and white. It fits the time. And again, I respect 1974 having that many dick jokes. Good on you. So I think Young Frankenstein is amazing, and it's definitely up there in terms of like my favorite Mel Brooks movies. I've got a few more I need to check out, so I'll hopefully do reviews for those as well. But yeah, that's my review or my thoughts on Young Frankenstein. Hopefully, I'm sure you've seen it, and if you have, let me know your favorite moments in the comments down below. Like I said, my favorite one is definitely him getting choked out by Frankenstein and playing charades with Igor and Inga, trying to get him to give a sedative.
Sedative?
And then after they do, he literally has a moment with Igor. It's like, what did you think I said? It was just he just kept his cool through the entire thing. That's my favorite moment of the movie, definitely, for sure. That and Madeline Kahn taking a ride on that big Frankenstein wiener. So let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. As always, thank you so much for watching this and all my videos. I really do appreciate it. If you're new to the channel, welcome. My name's Will. I do movie reviews, trailer reactions, a whole bunch of other geeky stuff. If that's your bag, I really hope that you might consider subscribing to the channel. I would really love to hear your thoughts in the comments. And you're more than welcome to hit me up on most social media that is listed at the end of the video and in the description below. Got a ton of videos on the channel right now that you're more than welcome to check out. Like, share, subscribe, and all that fun stuff. And as always, until next time, I will catch you later. Hey, thanks for watching this video. If you did like this video, why not give me a thumbs up and share it with your friends? You can subscribe to the channel by clicking on my gorgeous little face right over there. You can follow me on all the various social media platforms right below. And last but certainly not least, if you've got a few extra minutes, why not check out one of the lovely videos floating right over here. Later.